Alright, thanks, and welcome to part 7 of this Let's Play LEGO Star Wars 2, the story mode. Now we're gonna go after the Death Star. Now that we got the plans, we've uncovered the droids, we could take that DVD Princess Leia put in the R2 droid to the rebels on Yavin 4, and we're going to, destroy the Death Star with them. But however, little do we know, the Imperials put a tracking device in our ship, the Millennium Falcon. They know where we're going to, they know we're at Yavin 4, we're gonna have to evacuate, but we have to destroy them first before we can do any of that. And so we're getting our plans right here. You see the Death Star. It's just some big ball in space, a big space ball. We have to shoot a proton torpedo down its core, and then we have to destroy it like so. They're thinking, that's impossible, even for a computer. Luke's like, no, it's not. I used to shoot womp rats back at home that were probably just as big or something smaller than that. And so that Grand Moff jerk guy is looking at the plans. He's like, are you sure of yourself, Lord Vader? Or Vader's like, yes, I am very sure. This will be the best day ever. First, Obi-Wan is dead, and now the rebels will be dead. But Luke still hears Obi-Wan's voice in his head. Obi-Wan's voice says, use the Force, Luke. Luke is not sure if he's psychotic, or maybe Obi-Wan still exists in the Force somewhere. Who knows? Well, let's take on the Death Star, shall we? So here's the source of the Death Star. It's pretty much a death trap. You can see there's lasers shooting at you everywhere. You have to be very good and maneuverable at flying the X-Wing. The X-Wing definitely is the greatest starfighter in this game, and it's the greatest starfighter the Rebels have. The X-Wing, the Incom T-65 fighter. It will be the fighter that will hopefully destroy the Death Star. Let's see if it will do such. And of course, at the same time, just like what we did when we were in the Death Star, be destructive. Be as destructive as possible. Come on, the Death Star. It destroyed a whole planet for crying out loud. It killed thousands of people. Come on, let's destroy this sucker, then get out of here and collect some money with it too while we're at it. You know, it's always good to collect some money while you're destroying the Death Star. There's also a lot of TIE fighters around too. Too bad TIE fighters don't give you money when you destroy them. That sucks. That'd be awesome if they could do that for you. Anyway, so we got a lot of proton torpedoes in our back already. That's important. We need those proton torpedoes so we can shoot down those proton targets to get through those force fields. And we're going to be needing some of them to blow up the Death Star. That little wall you saw right there, that little red and black wall, we need a TIE fighter to fly for that. We can only do that in free play mode, but we'll go back to there in free play mode. There's also a lot of mini kits lying around here too. See, look, there's a mini kit. We just got a mini kit. It's also about knowing where to strike too, knowing where to hit too, as you can see. Because a lot of the time these TIE fighters like to play kamikaze on us and fly into the torpedo to stop it from destroying the thing. In other words, those TIE fighters, the people flying those TIE fighters, they'd rather be dead than have their beloved Death Star be destroyed and their beloved Empire fall to pieces. But we'll make sure they die in vain, because they're not going to win. We know that bad guys don't win. And so, this is just all the same stuff, but be careful, there's a lot of turrets around there, and those turrets contain green lasers, and green lasers, TIE fighters also have green lasers too. They're more powerful than red lasers, but the good thing about these TIE fighters is they're not shielded. They die in a few hits because they're not shielded, because the Empire's too cheap to put shields on their fighters, which is kind of an odd thing. I mean, you'd think that the Empire, an evil empire that rules the entire galaxy, you'd think they'd be able to afford to make starfighters have shields on them, but oh no, they don't. Because they don't care about their people. Their people are very expendable, and that's what they like. They like expendable troopers. And so, we only have like close to 20-something thousand studs, and look at that, we're almost at a true Jedi. We barely need any studs at all to get through this level, and this place is like a gold mine for studs. Look at that, we already got a true Jedi. This is the easiest true Jedi we could ever get in this game, or at least one of them, that is. Also, if it isn't obvious, this is also the first flight level in the game. The next level of this game is going to be a flying level too, but I'll explain that better when we get there. These are some of the best levels in the game, so some might say, because you get to fly around in a ship. It's cool, just like in Rogue. It's not like Rogue Squadron per se, but you do a similar thing that you do in Rogue Squadron. I mean, this level was the first level in Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader, and it was also a bonus level in the original Rogue Squadron game. And we see our lasers only go a certain direction. They always seem to converge at a certain point, but that's okay. At least it allows us to make direct hits on certain parts of the Death Star. See, the best shot at one, and a TIE fighter lured it away. Those damn TIE fighters. Those damn kamikaze. At least not as annoying in this game as they are in Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2, where they're downright bent on kamikaze. Man, a lot of people compare Imperials to Nazis, but I'd say they're more like the Japanese in a lot of ways, simply because they're bent on kamikaze, the way their honor system works. They are a lot like Japanese people in a lot of ways, Japanese soldiers during World War II. you know, like in Flags of Our Fathers or Letters from Iwo Jima. Yeah, that was a good book, Flags of Our Fathers. And Letters from Iwo Jima, I never read the book of that yet, but that was a pretty good movie. I saw the movie of it. The movie was very entertaining. One of the better World War II movies. You rarely ever get a World War II movie that tells it from the perspective of a guy that's Japanese. Hey, if Disney's going to keep making movies about Star Wars, maybe they're eventually going to make a Star Wars movie that's told from the perspective of the Imperials, or a guy that fights up for the Empire. I'd like to see that. I'd pay money to see that. I'm sure a lot of other people would pay money to see it. But then again, any movie that has Star Wars in its name is going to be an instant hit, regardless of what the plot is, or regardless of what happens in it. So, you know, what's the point, what's the point of making? Because that's what George Lucas thought when he made the prequels. Any movie called Star Wars is going to be an instant hit, regardless of what it is about. So why bother making a good story then if people are going to see it anyways? Some people think, what's the point if you're going to get the same thing? Which I kind of get that. I mean, it's very well is the thing. What's the point in putting a lot of effort into your work if you don't get properly credited for your work? Getting properly credited for your work is a big thing, and getting properly paid for your work. I mean, I've done a lot of school projects before where I don't get properly credited on them, and so, you know, and that's exactly it. What's the point in doing good work in school if you don't get credit for it? I mean, I did really good work in school. I was an ace back in some of my last years of high school, but then again, they accused me that, which I really still don't really approve of that at all. But that's a whole nother story I'm not going to get deep into. Just be careful of that, kids watching this video. Make sure teachers are not always correct. The government is not always correct. I mean, I didn't vote in the last 2 elections for that same thing, for that very reason. The government's not always right. The government wants me to vote, so I won't vote. And where I live, not voting in an election is not a crime. And I didn't vote in the last 2 elections, as I said so before. So, you know, that's me. And people call me a sinner for that. People call me a hater for that. People call me an anti-democratic for that. I don't care what they say. Call me whatever they want. It's kind of like what those Nazis said about Klaus Barbie in that movie Rat Race. You know, in the movie Rat Race, where John Lovitz and his Jewish family accidentally go to that Klaus Barbie museum. There's going to be a museum of dolls, but it's actually a museum of Klaus Barbie, Adolf Hitler's right-hand man from World War II. So you see, one of Darth Vader's TIE fighters got shot off by Han Solo. He's up in there. He shot down another TIE fighter, and Darth Vader's left flowing through space. Whoa, woo-wee, woo-wee, woo. And now, and there's a voice clip. You can't hear it because it's copyright, but there's a voice clip of Harrison Ford saying, Yahoo! And so now we're at the shaft. We're at that thing where we have to shoot the proton torpedo down. Okay, so we're just flying around here. Oh, and look over here. If we see it back here, the first red brick. Remember those red bricks I was talking about? Well, that's the first one right there. The first red brick that we'll collect in this game. And of course, you have to destroy all these dang turrets first. You know how annoying these turrets are. There's turrets there. The Empire seems to invest billions of dollars, if they even have dollars, in turrets. I ever wonder how much it costs to build the Death Star anyways. Is the Empire rich? I mean, some people tell me going to the moon costs $100 million to go to the moon, and I say if that's true, then Neil Armstrong must have been a pretty rich man then if he could afford to go to the moon. So there it is. We blew up the Death Star. Or Luke is like, yeah, we did it, yeah, and then the Death Star's in range of Yavin 4. They're going to destroy Yavin 4. That Grand Moff jerk is going to blow it up, and he's thinking, yeah, everything's good, but then he sees, oh no, this got shot down, we're gonna get destroyed, thinking, now he's gonna get his just desserts. The Death Star is blown up, and that Grand Moff jerk is dead. Haha, he's dead. And Chewbacca got back at Han Solo for hitting him earlier. I guess it perfectly makes sense. And well, that thing's stuck floating around like, whoa, 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 whoa. Darth Vader's like all stuck like, whoa. And then he gets all dizzy of cartoon stars, and it's a cartoon after all, so it's like, who draws cartoons? Who cares, you know, like, there's cartoons. Well, they fly to the Yavin 4, and they're gonna land back there. Okay, so it's gonna give a count. So you see, we got 2 new gold bricks. We completed Star Wars Episode 4. Super Stories unlocks to play for the whole game, what's called Super Story Mode. We unlocked the first 2 Starfighters. Unlocked the X-Wing. We also unlocked the Y-Wing. The Y-Wing is actually less maneuverable than the X-Wing, but it can carry more proton torpedoes at a time, and that's what it's better for. So you have over 500,000 studs. We got quite a few mini kits in that level. We got 3 of them actually, not the best, but still not the worst. We got 10 out of 99, and now we got 11 out of 99. Ooh, really getting a lot of gold bricks. That's more than I thought we would get. But hey, we got a lot. That's good. Let's finish the story, because we're not finished. So, come on, what's gonna happen? Go on, I wonder what happens. Okay, so we're at the Yavin Temple now, in that forest on Yavin. The guards open up the doors. Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker's dressed very nicely. They all walk down the aisle, down the lane like if it's at a wedding. They wave to the people watching them. Princess Leia has medals for them. And Princess Leia is going to give them some medals for blowing up the Death Star and for going into the Death Star and rescuing her and bringing that DVD that she put in R2 back to the Rebels. Because, R2 is good at keeping DVDs in him. I wonder if he was the first DVD player after. I mean, this movie was made before. But then again, I think Laserdisc may have been a thing or started to become a thing around the time. We've already talked about Laserdisc, or no, I don't think it's about Laserdisc. Well, Laserdisc kind of was the first DVD player. So look at that, 14.9% of the whole game just played right there. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.